Namaste. In this video, I will be discussing the meaning of each verse of the very popular Mahishasuramardini Stotram, which is also known as Aigiri Nandini Stotram. Everyone loves this stotram mainly because of the way it is composed. It has what we call in Sanskrit Yamaka Alankaras. Alankaras are figures of speech. They are used by poets to add beauty to the literary work. One such figures of speech is the Yamaka, where the sounds are repeated and it adds a lot of charm to the poetry. In Aigiri Nandini Stotram, for example, we have Ayi Jagadamba Madamba Kadamba Vanapriyavasini Hasarate. Here the sound Damba is repeated continuously. Then there is Aishata Khanda Vikhandita Runda Vitundita Shunda Gajadhipate. Here the sound Nda is repeating. Then there is Ayi Sumanas 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 Sumanohara Kanti Yute. Here the word Sumana is repeating. Like this, there are many yamakas in this stotram, and they are not just sounding good, but they also have good meanings. And I'm going to tell the meaning of these shlokas. I have referred to a Sanskrit commentary by Dwadasha Darshana Kanana Kesari Acharya Swami Kashikananda Giriji, and I have also referred to the book written by my mother, Dr. Rupa, who is now a retired Sanskrit professor and head of the Department of Sanskrit at Maharaja's College, University of Mysore. She wrote a book discussing the meaning of this stotra. Now I know that many of you will ask for the book, but it is out of print now. I have also listened to some lectures here and there, which have helped me understand the meaning better. Before going into the meaning of the shlokas, let us see who is the author of this stotram. Some people say that it was written by Adi Shankaracharya. Some say that the author of this stotram is unknown. But from trusted sources, I came to know that the author of this stotram is Ramakrishna Kavi. Ramakrishna Kavi has written a work called Bhagavati Padya Pushpanjali Stotram. Aigiri Nandini Stotram starts from the 7th verse of Bhagavati Padya Pushpanjali Stotram. If you ask me how I came to know that Ramakrishna Kavi is the author of this stotram, I saw a mention of this by Dr. Nagaraj Paturiji, who is a great Sanskrit scholar. Also, if you visit sanskritdocuments.org, which is a very trusted site to get stotras, they too have clearly mentioned this. I will add the link in the description. Now let us go into the meaning of the verses. Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandanute Girivara Vindhya Shirodhini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnunute Bhagavati Heshiti Kantha Kutumbini Bhuri Kutumbini Bhuri Krite Jaya Jaya He Mahishasuramardini Ramyakapardini Shailasute. The first word Ayi is just a word that is used to call out or to address someone. Like in English we say hey or oh. In many more shlokas in this stotram, you will see the usage of this word Ayi. Giri Nandini is Girehe Nandini, meaning the daughter of the mountain. Girihi in Sanskrit means a hill or a mountain, and Nandini means a daughter. Since Parvati is the daughter of Himalayas, here she is being addressed as Giri Nandini. Then Nandita Medini means Nandita Medini Yayasa, that is, one by whom the earth was made happy. Vishwa Vinodini is Vishwasya Vinodini, meaning the one who makes the universe happy. By the way, if you are wondering as to why in the verse the Dirgha, that is long E, is becoming Hraswa short, then it is because in Sanskrit we have something called Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti. While calling out someone whose name is Nandini, it will become Nandini. Since in this verse the devotee is calling Devi, Sambodhana Prathama is used. Then Nandanute is Nandena Nuta, which becomes Nandanuta, and while calling her, it becomes Nandanute. Nandena Nuta means one who is bowed down to by Nanda. If you know the story in Mahabharata where in Nanda Gokulam, the king of the cowherd people, Nanda, and his wife got a baby girl the same day when Krishna was born. That baby girl is actually Yoga Maya, which is goddess Durga herself. Later, Krishna's father Vasudeva at night brings baby Krishna and exchanges him with the baby girl and brings back the baby girl to the prison. And when Kamsa, as usual, comes to kill the baby, this baby takes the form of goddess Yoga Maya and tells Kamsa that your slayer is growing in Nanda Gokulam. And the goddess took birth as the daughter of Nanda because he had worshipped her. That is why here she is addressed as Nandanute, the one who was bowed down to by Nanda. Girivara Vindhya Shirodhi Nivasini. As mentioned before, Giri means mountain. Girivara means the mountain that is eminent or precious. Which is that eminent mountain? It is the Vindhya mountain. Shiraha is head, and in case of the mountain, the head of the mountain is the peak. And Adhinivasini means one who is residing. So overall, this word is saying one who resides at the top of the Vindhya mountain, which is an eminent mountain. Vishnu Vilasini means one who is the cause of Lord Vishnu's play. Here, play is referring to the cosmic play, the Supreme Lord's play, this game of this world. It happens through Maya. And we saw that Durga Devi is Loga Maya. Jishnu Nute is Jishnuna Nuta, meaning one who is bowed down to by Jishnu. Jishnu is another name for Lord Vishnu also and also for Indra. So Jishnu Nuta means one who is bowed down to by, we can take it as by Lord Indra. Hey Bhagavati. Again, hey is used to call out someone. It is equivalent to the H-E-Y, hey that we use in English. Bhagavati is the name of Parvati. Bhagaha in Sanskrit means knowledge, prosperity, beauty, happiness, good fortune. Bhagavati is one who has all these. Obviously, all these qualities are there in Devi, so she is called Bhagavati. Shitikantha Kutumbini. The word Shitikantha is equivalent to Neelakantha, which is the name of Lord Shiva. Shiti means dark blue and Kantha is throat. Since Shiva drank the poison that came out of the churning of the ocean and he stopped the poison in his throat, so his throat became dark blue in color. That is why he is called Neelakantha or Shitikantha. Kutumbini means wife. So Shitikantha Kutumbini means the wife of the one who possesses a dark blue throat. Bhuri Kutumbini means the mother of abundance. Bhuri means abundance. Kutumbini means a wife, but it also means a mother. Here we can take it as mother. So it is mother of abundance. Bhuri Krite. Bhuri also means numerous things. So Bhuri Krita means one who has done many things, and in Sambodhana, that is while addressing, it becomes Bhuri Krite. Since this creation was done by Devi, she has done so many things. So that is why the poet is addressing her as Bhuri Krita. Jaya Jaya means may you win, may you win. Hey Mahishasura Mardini means oh the killer of Mahishasura. Mahishasura is the name of the demon. Ramya Kapardini means one who has beautiful locks of hair. Kaparda means braided or knotted hair, and Ramya means beautiful. Shaila Sute means the daughter of the mountain. Shailaha means a mountain and Suta means daughter. So overall this shloka is saying, oh the daughter of the mountain, the one who makes the earth happy, the one who makes the universe happy, the one to whom Nanda bowed down to, the one who resides at the top of the India mountain, the one who enables Lord Vishnu to play his cosmic game, the one who is bowed down to by Indra, O goddess, the wife of the one with a blue neck, which is Lord Shiva, O the mother of abundance, the one who accomplished many things, the slayer of the demon Mahishasura, the one with beautiful locks of hair, O the daughter of the mountain, may you win, may you win. I'm just telling the superficial meaning here. But if we contemplate, we will be able to get the deeper meanings. I will tell here and there whatever came to my realization and also what I heard from other people. Basically, the stories of the Devi are discussed in detail in Devi Mahatmyam. And in Devi Mahatmyam, we see how the goddess killed the various demons in so many battles. Actually, these battles are happening within each one of us. There are demons arising in all of us in the form of laziness, anger, etc., which are tamogunas, and Mahakali destroys them. And we have excess desires and passions, which are rajogunas, and Mahalakshmi helps in bringing it to balance. So the excess passions, desires, lust exist in us, and Mahalakshmi also exists in us in the form of the ability to overcome these. Similarly, we have attachment to happiness or getting stuck in comfort zone, which are part of Sattva Gunas, but that also needs to be transcended, and Mahasaraswati, who represents the great wisdom in us, helps us to transcend these. So the idea of Devi Mahatmyam is to give us a visual effect of the inner battle that is happening within us, but of which we are not aware of. When we get the clarity of what is happening within us, it becomes easier to resolve them. It is a continuous lifelong process, and if we catch hold of these inner enemies at the mind level and resolve them, then we save ourselves from allowing them to show up in the physical plane in the form of problems. Of course, we cannot avoid all problems, but by being aware, we can reduce them to a great extent. In the above shloka, there is this word Giri Vara Vindhya Shirodhi Nivasini, which means, oh, the one who resides on top of the Vindhya mountain. I heard a deeper meaning of this, that the Vindhya mountain is exactly at the center of India. If we consider our body to be like Bharat, then our navel region is the center, which is represented by the Vindhya mountain. Of course, the shape of our country can be easily related to a human figure. And at the navel region, we have the Manipura chakra. So this word Girivara Vindhya Shirodhi Nivasini is actually saying one who resides in the Manipura chakra. Even in Lalita Sahasranama, one of the names of Devi is Manipuranta Rudita Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, which means one who is in the Manipura chakra and who helps untie the Vishnu Granthi. Granthi in Sanskrit means knot. There are 3 Granthis or knots in us: Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. The Vishnu Granthi is a knot which causes emotional attachment. There is more depth to it, but I won't go into it now. So Devi helps us untie this knot. If you know of any such deeper meaning of any of these words, then please feel free to type it in the comments. We all can learn from each other. I will continue with the next shlokas in the next video. Agrime Chitre Meli Tasmi. Namo Namaha.